Okay, alrighty, and we are live. Was everybody welcome to this week's episode of Benny and the Booth podcast. Just gonna get everything set up, and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day is going well, week's going well, weekend going well. Uh, Hope finals are going well for anyone that's still in school. Third and finals. All right, let's start. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny and the Booth podcast. Thank you all so much for supporting to support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. And I kind of messed up with Immaculate Grid, so no Immaculate Grid this week, but definitely still do have daily walk-off. The wheel spins I did will be so I'm going to be doing Reds and Giants. Categories will be the same. The theme is cream and the crop. The categories are franchise top 5 and top 6 through 50 home runs, most homers through 23, and then the top 5 in 6 through 50 in strikeouts for that respective franchise. Player options: Adam Dunn, Tom Browning, Adam Duvall, Johnny Vandermeer, Jeff, Ken Rafe, Finsberger, Joey J, Johnny Bench, Dan Driesen, Jose Rio, Joe Nuxall, Wally Post, and Tony Perez. I know Browning is a pitcher, and I know Tony Perez is a hitter. I know Bench is a hitter. I'm going to set it like this. So I think the rest is pretty much Sam what's hitting and pitching. Let's submit that. Okay, so definitely got me progress, but something tells me I definitely have some mix-ups on pitchers and hitters. Let's flip that and see where that gets me. That didn't really do me much, except for fill one full category. Okay. Let's swap these four and see where that gets me. That actually pretty much gets me fully what I would need. And now I have it fully correct. So on a walk-off double while making one out. Full correct answers. Franchise top 5 homers, Adam Dunn, Tony Perez, Johnny Bench. Franchise most homers, 60 through 50, Wally Post, Adam Duvall, Dan Driesen. Franchise top 5 in strikeouts, pitching through 2023, Jose Rio, Jay Baby, and Joe Nuxall, and then franchise most strikeouts pitching ranked 60 through 50, Joey Ken Raffensberger, and Tom Browning. And then as for the Giants, same categories with different players: Johnny Mize, Matt Williams, Tim Lincecum, Jack Clark, Freddie Fitzsimmons, Juwan Marichal, Madison Bumgarner, Tom Haller, Wally McCovey, Larry Jansen, Willie Mays, and Ryan Vogelsong. I know Mays is a hitter, Marichal's a pitcher. I know McCovey's a hitter, Lincecum's a pitcher. The rest I'm not so sure. If there's swaps, let's submit and see where this gets me. Okay, that actually helped a lot. So swap the obvious. So yeah, so then just have to flip those and finish it with a walk-off double with one out. So full correct answers, top 5 in homers. Willie Mays, Matt Williams, Willie McCovey, 60 through 50 in homers for Giants history. Jack Clark, Tom Haller, Johnny Mize. Franchise top 5 in strikeouts, Madison Bumgarner, Juan Marichal, Tim Lincecum. And 60 through 50 on strikeouts, Ryan Vogelsong, Freddie Fitzsimmons, and Larry Jansen. So that is it for Daily Walk-Off. And now we're just going to dive into this week's episode. Yeah. As for, by the way, story with the next 2 weeks. Next week, I'm going to try to shoot to do an episode. It'll probably be a bit tougher given it's coming right off a holiday. Like, the holiday is Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday. Or actually... Or no. Yeah, Sunday... Actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to even do the episode next week, I'm realizing. Hold on. Or I'd have to do it. Yeah, I'd have to do it Wednesday, not Tuesday. So if I do an episode next week, it'd be Tuesday instead of, or Wednesday instead of Tuesday, or maybe even Thursday. I might be done. Do Wednesday just because I have my one final left. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do next week. I might skip the next 2 weeks on episodes, or maybe I do something even with final. But I'll have to see. I'm just realizing that now. Good thing I realize that now, not like next week. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, the following week definitely I won't be able to because I'm gonna be, or I'm pretty sure that's that following week. Let me check before I say that. And like, turns out I'm absolutely wrong. No, the following week actually I will be still in New York. The week after that's the week I'll be in Chicago. So the week of the 4th to Tuesday the 3rd, it'd be Wednesday or Thursday, or I don't do an episode that week. The following week, which would be the Tuesday the 10th, I should be able to do that week. But the week after that, I won't be able to do as I will be in Chicago. But I am hoping to make a vlog out of the Chicago games I'm going to. Probably not around the wedding I'm going to be at. But definitely around the games, as I'm going to 2 Cubs games and a White Sox game, which will be my first White Sox game since I moved, since at least 2011. Maybe even further back the last time I was at a White Sox game in Rate Field. But underratedly, I don't think I've even been to a White Sox game at all since I moved, if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong on that, but I think, like, pretty certain now that I like think about it. I don't know if I've even been to a White Sox game in general since I moved. Let's see. Where the White Sox? Yeah, I haven't even been to a White Sox game since we moved. At all, whether home or away. But yeah, I'll be the games I'm going to, in case you missed it, June 12th and 13th, Cubs and Pirates, which is Thursday and Friday. And then Tuesday the 17th, White Sox Cardinals. I'm excited for the White Sox one, and I'm very excited also for the Cubs ones. And it should be interesting to see how it goes, and can't wait. But we still got a few weeks before that. Excuse me. Anyways, so this week MLB Weekly Recap. So, one thing I actually want to check also before. No, still nothing yet. Sorry. So for May 20th, the Cubs hammered the Marlins 14-1. This is the Cubs' 10th game with 10 plus runs. That's the Cubs' most such performances in their first 49 games of the season since 1898-11. Also, the Cubs have scored 3 plus runs in an inning 42 times this season. That's the highest frequency through 49 games for the Cubs since 1903. There's more added to those numbers later on in the episode with the notes. So don't that ain't the end of it. Yankees beat the Rangers 5-2. Aaron Judge's 2-run homer in the 8th marked 16 homers and a 403 batting average in team's first 43 games, which is the 4th highest batting average, tied for the 3rd most homers in team's first 47 games, along with 2000 Todd Helton's 415 batting average, 15 home runs, and Chuck Klein's 1930 Chuck Klein's 415 batting average, 18 home runs in 2019 Cody Bellinger's 409 batting average, 16 home runs, and 1964 Billy Williams' 406 batting average of 15 home runs. That's it for May 20th. For May 21st, Tigers beat the Cardinals 5-1. First time since 2006 where they made that World Series that year. That the Tigers have held the best record in MLB through the first 50 games of the season. Mets beat the Red Sox 5-1 with solo home run in the 9th. Francisco Lindor became the 4th shortstop primary, playing at least 50% of games at shortstop with at least 10 homers in the first 10 of his first 11 seasons, joining Derek Jeter, Cal Ripken Jr., and Miguel Tejada, and he had 8 in COVID season, almost nearly 10 in COVID season, where that season was only 60 games. Yankees beat the Rangers 4-3 with Jason Dominguez walk-off solo homer in the ninth at 22 years and 103 days old. He is the fourth youngest player in Yankees history with a walk-off homer, older than May 6, 2018, Gleyber Torres, 21 years, 144 days old. 23rd, 1953, Mickey Mantle, 21 years, 185 days old. And July 18, 2006, Melky Cabrera, 21 years to 341 days old. That's it for May 21st. There's nothing for May 22nd, straight to May 23rd. Cubs beat the Reds 13-6. Pete Crow Armstrong's 2-run homer in the fourth and go-ahead grand slam in the seventh marks his 14th homer since May 13th, most MLB in that span. Also makes him the first Cubs player with 2 6 RBI games in a calendar month. The 13 runs is the 11th time the Cubs have had a 10-plus run game this season, which is most such performances in their first 51 games since 1898's 11. Angels beat the Marlins 7-4. Taylor Ward's solo home run in the second marks 9 straight games with an extra base hit, tying 1998 Darren Erstad for the longest such streak in Angels history. Red Sox beat the Orioles 19-5 in what was supposed to be a doubleheader, but only ended up being one game. Red Sox 13-run eighth is tied for the second most runs in the eighth inning since 1912, behind April 19th, 1996 Texas Rangers 16 MLB record for the eighth inning, and tied with June 21st, 2005 Yankees, April 10th, 1977 Cleveland, August 8th, 1954 Brooklyn Dodgers, and June 15th, 1925 Philadelphia Athletics. Also the third most runs in the inning in Red Sox history, behind June 18th, 1953 7th, and June 27th, 2003 first, and July 4th, 1948 7th, 14 runs. One thing I did want to check, because he did end up breaking the record the next day, but I am not sure if that record extended and if he continued it on Sunday or not. Taylor Ward's extra base hit streak. Where's Halos? Well, they got shut out on only 3 hits, so that's not a promising sign. But there's still a chance it could have been extended. Let's see. Nope, Ward did not have a hit on Sunday, so the streak ended on Saturday, which FYI, Saturday he had a leadoff double in the ninth on the second pitch of the inning, which marked 10 straight games with an extra base hit, bringing Darren Erstad's record from 1998 for longest in Angels history, and it did not continue to 11 as he did not get a hit the very next day. Anyways, also from May 24th, Reds beat the Cubs 6-4. Justin Turner solo homer in the third mark makes him at 40 years 182 days old, the oldest Cub to homer since Gary Gaetti on August 25th, 1999 at 41 years and 6 days old. He's also one homer shy of 200 career home runs, and he has not achieved that yet. But that was also his first homer as a Cub. Rockies got hammered by the Yankees 13-1. Max Fried's 1.29 ERA is the lowest ERA by Yankees' first 11 starts of a season since 1913. Also his fourth lowest ERA in first 11 starts with the team in the last 3 seasons, excluding openers with a team. Behind just 2017-18 Justin Verlander with the Astros 1.22, 2021 Lance Lynn with the White Sox 1.23, and 1998 Randy Johnson with the Astros 1.28. Yankees 10-run sixth is Yankees' second 10-run inning this month with May 6th. This is the third shortest span between 10-run innings in Yankees history, behind only 1951 and 1933. That's it for May 24th. For May 25th, Cubs beat the Reds 11-8. Reese McGuire solo homers in the first and game-tying solo homer in the eighth. He becomes the third Cubs player with 2 homers in the first game with Cubs since 1900, joining August 24th, 1958, Jim Marshall, and April 12th, 1927, Earl Webb. With Seiya Suzuki's go-ahead 3-run homer in the eighth, now marks 12 games with 10-plus runs this season. That's the most Cubs such performances in their first 54 games of the season since 1898's 13. And Tigers shut out the Guardians 5-0. Drake Scooble's complete game shutout, 2 hits, no walks, 13 strikeouts on 94 pitches. He has the most strikeouts at a max since 1988. Prior most was 12 between Carlos Carrasco and Cliff Lee. Prior most in the max, no more than 94 pitches is 10, which max for context is complete game shutout or better and under 100 pitches. Hold on one moment. Get to that later. And then for May 26th, the Dodgers beat the Guardians 7-2. Shohei Ohtani's leadoff homer in the first pitch of the game is his 19th homer this season, which is tied for second most homers in the Dodgers' first 54 games of the season, behind 1951 Gil Hodges' 20, and tied with 2019 Bellinger and 1955 Roy Campbell. That's it for the notes part of this week's episode of the podcast. Now for the standings. In AL East, Yankees are first place in 33-20, followed by the 27-26 Rays, followed by the 26-27 Blue Jays, followed by the 27-29 Red Sox, followed by the 19-34 Orioles. In the AL Central, the Tigers are first place at 35-20, followed by the 29-24 Guardians, followed by the 29-24 and 29-24 Twins, followed by the 29-26 Royals, followed by the 17-37 White Sox. In the AL West, the Mariners are first place at 29-23, followed by the 28-25 Astros, followed by the 26-29 Rangers, followed by the 25-28 Angels, followed by the 23-31 Athletics. In the NL East, the Phillies in first place at 34-19, followed by the 33-21 Mets, followed by the 25-27 Braves, followed by the 24-29 Nationals, followed by the 21-31 Braves. In the NL Central, the Cubs in first place at 33-21, followed by the 30-24 Cardinals, followed by the 27-28 Reds, followed by the 27-28 Brewers, followed by the 1936 Pirates. And in the NL West, the Dodgers first place at 33-21, followed by the 30-22 Giants, Padres, followed by the 31-23 Giants, followed by the 27-27 Diamondbacks, followed by the 9-45 Rockies. And then as for today's schedule, hold on. Dodgers at Guardians at 6:10, Dustin May against Tanner Bidey. Cardinals at Orioles at 6:35, Andre Palante against Tomoyuki Sagano. Giants at Tigers at 6:40, Logan Webb against Jack Flaherty. Braves at Phillies at 6:45, Spencer Strider against Ranger Suarez. I almost said Robert Suarez. Twins at Rays at 7:05, Joe Ryan against Taj Bradley. White Sox at Mets at 7:10, Jonathan Cannon against Trevor McGill. Reds at Royals at 7:40, Brasinger against Daniel Lynch IV. Red Sox at Brewers at 7:40. Red Sox have now announced their start against Aaron Savali. The Blue Jays at Rangers at 8:05, Bowden Francis against Nathan Eovaldi. A's at Astros at 8:10, JP Sears against Hunter Brown. Yankees at Angels at 9:38, Carlos Rodon against Tyler Anderson. Pirates at Diamondbacks at 9:40, Jake Burrows against Corbin Burns. Or Mike Burrows, not Jake Burrows. Whoops. Nationals at Mariners at 9:40, Mitchell Parker against Logan Evans. And then Marlins at Padres at 9:40, Max Meyer against Stefan Kolek. And that's it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're new to YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell to notify when I go live and post a new video. If you're new in audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, hit the notification bell to notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And I will see you in the next episode, episode 173. Bye-bye.